Hello, this video is about the Southern accent. 6:36 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Friday, March 14th, 2014 AD. Now, the thing about Southern dialects and Northern language is that they're two Yankees and Southerners, two people separated by a common language, but with different accents, and that's manifest because I'm talking slow now so y'all can understand me. But if I talked at my normal rate, I believe I know Yankees from New York City'd have a hard time understanding me, and I have a hard time understanding them. And I never thought I had much of an accent until I moved to Canada, Vancouver, British Columbia. Way back in the year 1979, and everybody just like to stop and listen to my accent, and they said, "What you doing up here?" And I said, "Well, son, I like living up here because the summers, compared to back home, the summers in Virginia, the summers in Vancouver are so mild. I mean, it gets warm during the day. You could walk around without a shirt betwixt about the second week in July and the end of August. But before and after that, even the warmest part of the day, you might have to wear a shirt. And even on the warmest average week of the year in Vancouver, which is about, I believe somebody said it's about around July 29th. But at night it gets so cool, you have to put on at least a shirt, maybe even a sweater, because at night it might get cold. The warmest I've seen it in the dog days of summer, at the coolest part of the 24-hour day, just before sunup in Vancouver, the warmest I've seen it was about 61 degrees. So, of course, I'm talking Fahrenheit. I don't talk communist. 61 freedom, and I guess in communist that would be 15 degrees. No, that's 59. 15 and a half would be 60 freedom. 15 and a half communist is 60 degrees in the freedom scale. But somebody said, "Well, what's it like being a Southerner in Canada?" And I said, "Well, I can always change accents when I want to make an impression. Sometimes I'll talk. Now, the most prestigious accent up here is English accents. And I know because there was something in the Vancouver Sun newspaper back in the 1980s. And British accents was the most prestigious. I think near the bottom of the list was, at the time, was Chinese and East Indian, and German accent was near the bottom too. That's why when I'm in public and I'm kind of in a hurry and I want somebody to get out of the way, I'll use the German accent and say, could I get by, please? Please, could I get by?" And people immediately get out of the way. So it's kind of interesting. So anyways, getting back to Southern. Now, my family ain't Southern. We come down from Pennsylvania in the year 1963 to the Southland. Firstly to Norfolk, and 3 years later we went to Newport News, across the Chesapeake Bay, where I finished growing up. And when I was 23, back in 1979, I decided to move to Vancouver. And this has basically been my base ever since, although I've traveled extensively since that year. So this is an ongoing discussion about the Southern dialects. I'll make one again next week. Bye, y'all.